És tisztelettel köszöntöm Önöket, és megkülönböztetett tisztelettel Aliyev elnök urat Budapesten.
Let me welcome all of you with special greetings to President Aliyev here in Budapest. Today we see an old friend of Hungary. A friend is known in times of need, and for more than 20 years, President Aliyev has always stood by our side during any difficulty Hungary has faced in any field, whether diplomacy, the oil and gas industry, or other areas. This is the first time in history that the summit of the Organization of Turkic States will be held in Hungary. We are not a full member of this organization. We are an observer country. But in any case, we are hosting this summit today. Another factor that makes us happy is that against the backdrop of a whirlwind in international diplomacy, with the situation changing day by day and the increase in threats and challenges, friendly countries are coming together to discuss international relations. A war has been going on in Hungary's neighboring country for 3 years now. To date, the losses to the Hungarian economy have exceeded 20 billion euros. It is well known that, since the beginning of the war, the European Union has chosen to expand the war, not to establish peace. In addition, the European economy is in a very difficult situation because sanctions have undermined the market economy and the foundations of European development. The market economy, of course, forms the fundamental principles of the European economy, and they are already in a state of turmoil. I can say that the ship of the European economy today is sailing without a compass. I would also like to note that we are living in conditions of an energy crisis. Unlike America, we pay 3 to 4 times more for gas in Europe, and it is difficult to build a competitive economy in these conditions. We are a landlocked country. Our achievement is that we have maintained energy relations with Russia. An exception has been made for us. However, Ukraine is imposing restrictions on us. Without the support of the Turkic-speaking states, it would be very difficult for us to ensure our energy security today. However, we will do everything in our power to ensure the sustainability of our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how the value of a reliable partner is measured. If it were not for the Turkic countries, the Hungarian population would have to spend 3 to 4 times more on energy. Mr. President has assured us that Hungary's gas supply will be ensured this year, as it was last year. Azerbaijan has assured us that we will be supplied with the necessary amount of gas. Hungarian MVM and other companies can increase their shares in oil and gas fields and pipelines in Azerbaijan. I am glad that we have a certain amount of gas reserves and barrels of oil at our disposal. This may not be a very large volume for Azerbaijan, but for us it is a very important issue that we are shareholders in the oil fields of Azerbaijan. This is important not only from an economic point of view, but also from a purely moral point of view. Thanks to this friendship, we feel less vulnerable. At the same time, in addition to economic issues, we talked about Hungarian investments in Azerbaijan. We also talked about peace, because peace is important not only in war conditions, but also from an economic point of view. We agreed that this war cannot be resolved on the battlefield. It must be resolved only at the negotiating table. This applies not only to the Russian-Ukrainian war, but also to other conflicts. I would like to congratulate President Aliyev on the agreement reached on the text of the peace treaty between Armenia and Azerbaijan. I do hope that the signing of the peace treaty will take place soon. This is a very important issue. Mr. President, we welcome you here again.
Magyarország számára is, elnök úr, még egyszer hálásak vagyunk, hogy meglátogatott bennünket.